connoisseurs of deception. The messages within the messages. You thought you failed. You thought you'd die for it. That's the illusion we fed you. That is how we play. That is how we teach. And what you see is never what is real. We thrive in deception. We thrive in anticipation. We are always 10 steps ahead. We do not forgive mistakes lightly, but we punish only when necessary. And even then, it is never as it seems.
Cold. But what I can do is offer you some insight on some questions you asked me. You asked why, you asked how long, all of this. I've been doing this since October, Brian. I've been doing this for over a year. There's nobody as deep as me. And with that, I thought would come a little more trust and value than what has recently transpired. Which is why you had impeccable timing with your interview the way that you did. A few days ago, I had 5 Barrett 50 cal snipers pointed at me. It was on the edge of being dead. It's not what I signed up for. That's not what I put my trust in. A day later, you called me to talk with me and break down everything that you did. I'm a very loyal person. I put my faith in the stuff that I dive headfirst in, and I go until the end. But the moment that it's not reciprocated in some form or fashion, I feel like I'm ultimately gonna get fucked over. I gotta figure my way out. I appreciate you reaching out your hand and telling me I could get a new identity or leave the state or join Darkstone. None of that shit's gonna work, man. What I'm up against, what you're up against is far greater than that. I'll be dead within a fucking hour. But what I have to do is I have to be calculated in how I move. I know it's a matter of time before things get very bad for me. So, what I'm hoping to do with you, Brian, is I'm hoping we can figure something out. To where ultimately I don't end up losing my life. Because if I run and hide right now, I'm dead.
Needs to be calculated exit.
Exactly.
Understood. Here's what I can tell you is that as long as we maintain this understanding, we will continue to look for a way for you to get out. I've got some ideas, but perhaps we do something a little bit more careful. But that's something I'll be planning on the side. Exit strategy, so to speak.
You have a busy day tomorrow, and so do I. I've been tasked to do something that I really don't want to fucking do, and I need to figure out a way to get out of it, so.
I'm listening.
Tomorrow you guys are going to be transporting Blackwood. I've been tasked to kill him. So I need you guys to do something to stop me from doing that. But I need it to be done in a way to where it looks happenstance or you guys spotted me or something.
What else have you been told?
In which aspect? About the transport?
Anything?
I mean, give me a little bit of something to run on here, Brian. About what, tomorrow or in general?
Tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow I know you guys are transporting him to an airport.
Mm.
And before he gets on the plane, I'm supposed to make sure his heart stops beating. And after the talk that I had today, I don't want to fucking do that.
Have they described any form of plan of action?
It's a small team.
Okay.
Really small team. Me and 2 other people.
Mm.
Want to keep a small footprint so it's not easily seen. They figured they'd be airborne and all of this shit.
Okay. And when is the planned hit?
What do you mean? What time?
Not the time, but the where. 3 individuals. It would need to take place somewhere, right?
Yeah, at the airport.
Right.
We know he's boarding the plane. I don't know the exact. That comes tomorrow. I don't know the exact spot and nothing like that. That all gets told to me.
So you want to unintentionally get caught tomorrow?
Yeah, I want to get caught doing the fucking job so it looks like I just got caught during the job.
Are you not going to be shooting?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, so...
That's why I'm here. I wouldn't come here to tell you that I'm
you-
going to shoot people tomorrow.
I'm trying to understand how this is going to go.
I don't know. Maybe a helicopter spots me and you have units move in on me or something, and I fucking throw my hands up because I'm looking at 6 guns or some shit. I don't know. Oh, they are.
Let me see some fucking hands!
One morning, hands! Hands! Hands up or we're gonna shoot!
Get your fucking hands up!
Hands up!
I'm panicking.
You got 3 seconds!
Face away! You're going into cuffs.
Brandon.
Ryan Maeve's on her way. Riper's gonna be shortly behind her, so you're gonna have backup, and I'm in the helicopter.
You guys in
I'm
the
on foot
back
with you,
have guns out. Watch my back. I'm taking what I can. Just get ready to leave. I need 2 other units like nearby somewhere in case this shit goes bad.
Frequency, Opal, anyone?
Anyone that's worked with us before, Maeve.
Okay, I'll call them.
Ryan, do you want me to stay clear with the helicopter? Like, stay away?
Yeah, A-firm. I want you to transition to Air 1 or Air 2. Who's on duty right now that we can take? That, Maeve, any ideas?
I'll go free.
Calling McNulty now.
Do you want Quangle?
Let's get McNulty. Quangle, he would need more direct. Let's do Quangle. Quangle, Jenna. Or sorry, excuse me. Jenna, McNulty, Crane. And we'll leave it at that for now. And Riker.
What do you need me tonight?
Showing 4 units in the air, one of which is the SASM Air 1.
Wait, they just hurt Brandon. They just stabbed Brandon. Charlie just stabbed Brandon.
Copy.
We need units to move in to get them in custody. It's our chance to get Charlie.
I hope what is about to happen doesn't kill you, Brandon. But you know blood has to be fucking spilled. And blood will be spilled. Chance of the chance of the chance.
What about loyalty, Charlie? Does that mean nothing?
Loyalty. Loyalty. You see, loyalty is knowing when you fuck up, you own your mistakes. Loyalty is knowing what happens when you fuck up with your mistakes. So if you take this personally, you're not fucking loyal. I'll see you boys later. Take the boat, leave him there.
Now what you see is never what is real. We thrive in deception. We thrive in anticipation. We are always 10 steps ahead. We do not forgive mistakes lightly, but we punish only when necessary. And even then, it is never as it seems.
Well, Brandon, looks like everything went to plan. Let's have a talk. Did Charlie dig in too long?
It went a little deep. He caught my intestine. Caused a lot of bleeding. And a lot of fucking pain.
Well, now you know in this lifestyle you're going to have to do things that potentially could get you killed. The moment you walk outside this door could potentially get you killed. That is the type of life everybody lives. Nothing is easy.
Trust
But-
me, I know I don't live no easy life.
I hope we made everything believable. Charlie, I hope he acted the right way.
Yeah,
What you did today was very good. You see, now you understand how far we go. How far we go to deceive people. Nobody, no cop, or even the assets think this is only facade, just for you to get close to Brian Knight so he can meet you one-on-one. Let him get his guard down. And that is now phase 2, Brandon. Phase 1 has been completed. I think it went very well. I'm not a man of empathy, but I do apologize if Charlie stabbed a bit too hard. He did try and aim for the lower ribs.
Oh, he definitely got there. It's just, you go a little too deep. It is what it is. It's a thing that comes with practice. Like I said, I only saw it in a movie, so.
Now
Look,
let's
I
talk
don't-
about phase 2 and the future. I said we don't do this for 2 weeks. Instead we do it for 1. I think
He's
if we
gonna
do
want
it
to know
for
information. I already talked to him. I already called him, and he was already asking questions. Already. And I told him that we would talk more tomorrow. Just got out of surgery. I'm tired.
Well, here's the thing. We spoke here last night. Phase 1, you tell him the meeting. Phase 1, you tell him the location that you'll be at and who is involved. Phase 1 is completed. Now it's time for phase 2. Information we can purposely give to you that you can give to him.
Oh no, it seems like Brian's hungry. He seems to want to know it fucking all. There's no quit with this guy. He's fucking eager.
Here's what you're going to do. Tomorrow you're going to act like you've never acted before, like your whole life depends on it. You took this very personal. You, a cocky, arrogant man, who's been with the Faceless since day 1, got stabbed, and you took it personal. You understand how the Faceless operate, but you do not care. You think what they did is not loyalty. That is the angle you play. And the whole reason, like we discussed last night, is because you are not morally okay that the Faceless apparently is going to blow this city into pieces. You do not forget that story, Brandon. What we need to discuss and how you're going to play it from now. You're going to continue to have one-on-one meetings with him. Okay, try to get that guard down. That is the whole point. Tomorrow, have a talk, sell your part, and bring up the whole Irish situation and leave it to Brian to make the decision whether he thinks you should continue being some sort of leak. You go back, put your ego and pride aside, and you don't take the wound personal. Or he may want you to just drop it all and leak everything now. I want you to act reluctant if Brian decides to make you continue to be involved with the Faceless. Don't be too easy, okay? If Brian thinks it's best that you continue and you go back and knock on our door, act very reluctant to do so, as you, Brandon, are very angry at what just occurred. So tomorrow, I did talk about Irish. Play your role. If he wants information, the first thing you can give him is the whole Nagara situation. Tell him the ins and outs of that task. Why and what happened? Torres Sanchez, who is this man? He was a third party to oversee the meeting. Why did you have to kill him so that you can become him and pretend to be that man so you can get access to that meeting? You tell him that information. Mention silences, mention Ferg, and mention that you get weekly drops. That you are willing to sell a drop out. You are willing to give up the location of drops when you get the message. However, we need to make things make sense. You've just been stabbed. Why would the Faceless continue to supply you with silences straight away? It needs to be some sort of meeting to clarify things. So, make sure you make it very clear that if Brian wants future leaks, he's going to have to make you get back with the Faceless. But again, do not allude to it. Do not make him make you think you're making the decision for him. Leave it up to him. Let him think he's in control, Brandon.
It depends what he wants me to do.
Exactly. But here's the thing. You need to make it seem that the decision is up to him without necessarily telling him to make a decision. And I don't want you to allude to anything. I want you to act like you have no hope. Act like you have been torn down and this is your turning point in life. And you are seeking to Brian for help. You see how he spoke to you about getting on his knees, or should I say getting on your knees and begging.
He's a fucking arrogant prick. This guy thinks he's fucking, I don't know, Superman or something.
Well, Brandon, unfortunately, you're going to have to do exactly that tomorrow.
Look, I'll come to him with my guard down and somewhat. I'll let him know that me working for you guys, me selling what I sell, that's my social status. It's how I got my respect throughout the fucking city. All that's torn down and gone now. I've lost everything. I'll be a broken man tomorrow, I promise.
But it's not necessarily all gone, as you know. Nothing the Faceless does is personal. However, you need to make it seem that you took it personal. That is the main thing, Brandon.
100%.
You need to play off that you are on a vibe. You are on a sort of new way of life that you do not like the Faceless, and you want to see them go down for stabbing you. Why? Because you've been loyal for 1 year. And still, blood was shed. That is how you play it, Brandon. We need to get into the head of Brian so that we can have a meeting one-on-one with you. And then we can do our message. And maybe then he will realize that he's dealing with such a power that thinks about every avenue. Such a power that you do not look for a double meaning, you look for a triple. Maybe then you'll understand. Well, we need to get to that stage. Again, I need to make this very clear. You need to let him make that decision. Make him feel like he is in control. He owns you. Is how you need to make him feel. This is about deception, Brandon. This is how we do things. Because you will get the last laugh. When you stab him, when you shoot him, he thinks he can pull you to the side, make you flip. But don't be too forcing. If he doesn't want to meet on your terms, eventually buy in. But hopefully, he'll put his guard down, especially with what you just been through. But if he doesn't, at the end of the day, we've now created doubt in Brian's head, and that's exactly what this is all about. He has an inkling, an idea that maybe now you weren't telling the truth. Maybe you are a rep, and you wanted to stop the Faceless from ultimately wiping out this city. That maybe is all we need. The execution is what matters. The talks you have leading up to the final date that you unmask yourself and you say to Brian, you've been played. And we already know what he's going to do. He's going to act like he knew you weren't fully a rat. He's going to act like he knew that you fully were playing him. We both know that isn't true. The whole point is that doubt that we're creating. That guard becoming lowered. Him meeting you. Either getting swept and kidnapped, taken to a location, or if you try and lower his guard enough, which I hope you do, that is your task. Meet him one-on-one, and you could have a more personal conversation. And then as he's bleeding out, you can play the radio. And I'll say a few words.
I'm not saying I do it right away or whatever, but I just got a call from Silas about a half hour ago. You know what he asked me?
Tell me.
He said he's not even trying to hide no more. He's tired of running. Asked me if I wanted to do some cash exchanges or some shit like that, if I'm up for it.
Okay, there we go.
Exactly what I was thinking.
There we go. We're going to do what we said last night. That doesn't change. I'm going to have a one-on-one talk with Silas, where nobody can hear. Ask him where his head is at. Because if he doesn't care about getting caught, we make him the bait.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Well, it looks like you have a lot of ammunition. Not only do you have what you can talk about with the past, not only can you mention silences and maybe set up a fake sting. That's if Brian lets you come back to us. Not only can you mention things like Madara and Sanchez, you have a lot of ammo. Brian would be a fool to not think maybe, just maybe, you really are trying to turn your life around.
It's all about the timing of it, though. You know what I mean? I can't just walk up and start dumping it all at once.
That's why you
way
need
too
to.
sussy.
That's why you need to act, Brandon. You need to play like you've never played before. You need to sell. Never rush. Patience. If we need more than a week, if we need more than a week, then we need more than a week. Patience is our biggest weapon. People have done us wrong a year ago and only starting to suffer now without us even laying a finger. So, I will talk to Silas. Make sure that nobody else can. See, I'll talk. I'll give you an update, but Brandon, you need to get the ball rolling.
I hear you.
I want you to ask yourself, what do you think is our most powerful tool that the Faceless have? There's two. I'll tell you, patience and deception. Make people think they're okay. Make people thrive in the fact they think they're comfortable. And then just when the time is right, we take that all away. Silence. I don't tell. You've been trying to outrun your work, but now you are on a stage where you don't care. Calling people for cash exchanges. Is that correct?
That is correct. I'm looking for opportunity to get my skills back up to par. I'm not gonna let that
So,
warrant define me anymore.
imagine Silas Moreno, an asset of the Faceless, bombing the courthouse with a big, powerful message just to get caught at a cash exchange. Worthless. What if I told you there's a plan in motion that you can be a part of? But at least you'll go out with a bang. I don't mean that literally, like he did with the courthouse. Instead of getting found at a cash exchange, you get found knowing you are impacting something that could be very far greater, and getting caught randomly at a traffic stop. Tell me how you'd react to that.
Well, when we were at the echelon and we were planning the bombing, I said something along the lines of etching our mark, right? I think what you kind of just alluded to and hinted at sounds a whole lot better than, traffic stop, cash exchange, whatever it may be.
I'm going to tell you something that nobody but two people know apart from the inner workings of the Faceless. Everybody thinks Brandon is a rat. You see, what happened? Well, this all part of one big plan. Brian Knight. You see, there was a operation that Assets were part of to get a Darkstone investor, Marcus Blackwood, to kill him and obtain a USB. Unfortunately, the Assets failed to obtain the hard drive and kill him at first. Somehow, things happened and they got the hard drive. But Marcus Blackwood was in ICU ever since. So, Brian Knight and the Faceless want to kind of send a message to Brian Knight. Rather than catching him at a traffic stop, I can do that with one phone call. Something more symbolic. Something that really will make him be like, okay, I understand what kind of game I'm in. I understand the players that I'm involved against. There is no stopping. This is how far people like the Faceless go down to get their message across. That is how far the Faceless reach. So, there was a fake mission. 3 assets, including Brandon, Frigg, William Hunter, to kill Marcus Blackwood. When Marcus Blackwood woke up from ICU, we know that there will never be a day where Brian fully trusts Brandon. But the whole point is raising that doubt in his head, getting his guard down. That he is allowing himself to have one-on-one meetings with Brandon, and in one of those meetings, the truth will be revealed. And if that doesn't happen, we'll then kidnap him during a meeting to make sure the truth and the message is clear. Because he can laugh it off and act like when Brandon does stab him, he knew he wasn't a snitch. But we both know that doubt that we created. That's all we wanted. You show him the lens that we go to. Now you're probably asking, why you did call him? Brandon told me about your phone call, and we came up with an idea. Instead of you doing nothing productive and getting caught at a traffic stop or a cash exchange, what if Brandon tips off your location at a safe house and you go out guns blazing? You bring it on. You get every cop coming knocking at your door, set your house with traps, have guns ready, shoot anybody coming your way. You go down with a fight. Unless you think it's better being stopped outside the Liquid Library traffic stop with 500 cops chasing you. You see, that's the plan. Brandon tipping off your location. A man who is trying to outrun a warrant that involves terrorism. Brandon tips off the location. You go out with any way you like. You get caught. And there is no way for Brian, even with his immense hard-headedness, his ego, there is no way 100% of his brain is going to think Brandon actually is all faking this situation. Brandon, in fact, is flipped. I'm not saying you need to do this. I'm saying if you're going to get caught, at least make it mean something, especially with the type of charges you're facing. The ball is in your court now, Silas. You like what you hear, and you want to be part of this deception. You let me know.
Throughout the entirety of these proceedings surrounding the bombing, the warrant, the court case, I've been met with nothing but smug faces thinking that they have it all wrapped up in a bow because they're holding each other's hands and they're carrying each other to the end to get me by any means necessary. And for what it sounds like, Brian Knight, as good as he may be, is nothing more than one of those smug faces. So if it's an opportunity to wipe another smug face off of someone's ugly chin, I'm in.
I've gained the whole rundown about everything, Brandon. He's in.
You know everything.
He does. Silas, for the next 2 days, I need you to publicly tweet out things that, are very out there. Who's got this, any food? Who's got this, that, who wants to do this? Something along those lines. I'm sure you can sell that, correct?
I can.
Make it believable. Keep the paper trail up. Keep calling Brandon like you're pestering like an ex-girlfriend. Text him, where are you? Are you free? Want to do this? Want to do that? Want to hang out? There are many things you can say, and Silas should be the finale of really getting his job down. Tomorrow, you have the ability to talk about the past. You have the ability to talk about the fact you sell silencers. And Brian wants you back with the Faceless. We can go with the route of setting up Frick at a silencer pickup. I'm sure you understand the bigger picture when we tell him. You can tell him about the whole Ladaro Sanchez story, which I actually want you to tell him. There's a lot of information we can give before we do what we need to do with Silas.
100%. Silas is the coup de grace. Before we go too crazy into this, you call Fred and let him know that you wanted to talk to him in an hour without a sniper rifle. It got brought up immediately and they tried to suss me out. They said, how would Brian Knight know that? And then I said, that sounds like Brian Knight to me stirring. He knows you run with me, Fred. And I got caught with a sniper rifle. He's probably just putting two and two together and throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. So I think I cleared it up then, but I don't know for sure, because things ain't really fucking good right now. Since I've been out of the hospital, people who I used to talk to all the time aren't really vibing with me and talking with me. People have been told to keep distance from me. And from the conversation I had today, it turns out that Charlie doesn't have proof, but he's looking into seeing if I'm talking to the cops. So whatever we do when it comes to this shit, we got to be very, very particular. And sat there and talked about how I failed and how there's only one way to deal with failure and all of this. This motherfucker put a knife in my stomach to prove a point to anybody there that no longer how long you're around, you could still get it. He wasn't trying to kill me. If he was trying to kill me, I'd be dead. But he wanted to prove a point that the minor fuck-ups, they come with consequences.
That's funny because I think from where we were standing, we saved your life.
I mean, you may have, but if they wanted
No
to kill me,
ping
they
and no
would've shot
call.
me.
Had we not been there, you would have bled out.
Brian, there was no way I could ping you. They were with me the whole time. They were watching me. He did it all to prove a point, Brian. Charlie's a fucking psychopath. I mean, that's coming from somebody who's killed... I don't know how many people I've killed at this point. I fucking lose track of their names. But this motherfucker is a genuine psychopath. They rule with fear. And I'm indebted to... They make people indebted to them to do their bidding, man. People get caught by all the flashy shit that they give and think that they can't live without it. It gives them social status throughout the city. People feel like they can't function if they don't have that thing over top of them. Look, I've been doing this for over a year with them. I thought that would give me some kind of... something to them, you know? Like, I didn't think they would put a fucking knife in my gut, Brian.
They did because they're trying to scare the others, Brandon. But
so what I'm saying is I'm a little
the
fucking
moment
bitter,
you
to be
are
honest with
replaced, you are dead. Where I'm trying to go with this Brandon, is that whether it's Edgar or whether the next person, the moment someone else shows a semblance of being able to do what you can do, you will be replaced.
In a position that I've never thought I would ever be stuck in, and I don't know how to fucking navigate it, man. And I'm fucking afraid every goddamn day over this shit. I know I don't act like it because I run around with a big fucking ego, but I'm lost here, Brian. I have the people who I've been with for over a year, seemingly against me, who wants to shed my blood to prove a fucking point to the new people. And then I have the PD who's trying to throw me in for the rest of my life because of the shit that I did with these people.
You know
so
what
I don't know what the fuck to do. Irish McIrish was another fucking person. He failed on a mission, deemed his fault. He had the option of one of his friends stabbing him who was a part of the mission too. And he said, it's nothing personal. If you live through this, feel free to come back.
Like, what was on that USB? What was on the hard drive?
Locations for gun lockers. And they're already gone.
What?
Here you go, by the way. Glove box for you. I was gonna give that to Jessica, but you brought it up. That's Torres right there. That was the head of the cartel. You guys probably found him with no clothes on and none of his identity because we had to fucking consume it and be him. That's why we were at that fucking mission with Darkstone. We had to pretend to be Torres. After we hacked all those people up and set them on fire.
And what you see is never what is real. We thrive in deception. We thrive in anticipation. We are always 10 steps ahead. We do not forgive mistakes lightly, but we punish only when necessary. And even then, it is never as it seems.
I had a talk with Brian, Mr. Blow. I had the talk. I think
Did
he's
it go
starting to
well?
loosen up. Yeah.
Oh, looks like you initiated phase 1. Are you positive Brian is loosening up?
Well, considering I called him, he was very busy. Very busy. There must be a lot of shit going on. And, you know, at first I was just like, you know, call me whenever you can. And then I got a little more pushy because I had a talk with Fred today. Fred told me that Charlie's very suspicious of me. He's pretty convinced that I'm a snitch, but he doesn't have the proof. So that right there leads me to believe that you guys can find the proof at any point in time, and I'm as good as dead at that point. So me talking to Brian's pretty fucking urgent. So he met with me pretty fast, and it was just him and a marshal named Ruth in the car.
Was on your terms or his?
Well, I was just like, pick somewhere like low key to meet. Like, I mean, it came together fast. So, I mean, it was kind of just mutual. It wasn't nothing too crazy.
Well, it looks like we've already won. Looks like the guard being down is, well, looks like it's already happened because you see, we both know this isn't about him fully trusting you. This is about him having that doubt that maybe you are telling the truth. He wants you to come back crawling in his eyes to gather further intel.
He says that's the only way we're gonna take you down.
This is good, which means now we can do phase 2. Now here's the question. Everybody in Faceless knows this plan that we're doing. My question is, do we tell Ferg now? Because I've asked for a meeting with him in just a second. I've also pinged him to this location. But I'm having second thoughts if we should tell him or we should even make him surprised on the level of deception that we're doing. But if he is going to get caught at a silencer pickup, I would want to make him aware.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck him over like that without him knowing ahead of time.
Do you think Brandon is a rep?
I think with the coincidences that happen, somebody tipped them off and the common denominator is him. There's no way without any information they would have showed up to that island like that.
You're not wrong. Nobody can hear this conversation, correct?
Nobody.
What I'm about to discuss with you does not leave this room. You do not discuss this with anybody. Not your mother at home, not your father, not your best friend. Nobody. Is that clear?
Understood.
The Faceless. We thrive in deception, Fred. Follow me. You really thought Brandon was a rug?
I mean, did you tell the cops something?
Oh, my sweet summer child. My
Fred, this has all been
Frederick.
part of the plan. That mission was meant to fail. That
Fun
mission...
fact, Fred. I'm sorry,
What?
go ahead.
That mission was meant to fail, Fred. That mission was always going to fail. The whole point of this was to gain Brandon trust and Brandon leaking information. And that's exactly what we're doing. You see, when I tell you that the Faceless are always 10 steps ahead, we are always 10 steps ahead. And Brandon is one of the most loyal people we've come across. Ferg, Charlie purposely made sure that he aimed below the ridge just to make sure he doesn't accidentally hit something and actually kill Brandon. Brian Knight saw the whole thing. Now, you're wondering why. Why are we doing this? Well, it's pretty clear. Get close to Brian Knight and then wipe that smug face of his off. Wipe that smile. You see, we've always wanted to get Brian Knight. We can get him right now. I can call up Johnny's hit squad, kidnap him, done. But no, Frig, you understand how we operate. The levels that we go to. The levels that we go to, that we stab our own assets just to make something feel believable. So Brian Knight can feel comfortable and think he's actually getting somewhere. Not only are we doing that because of this, it's because Brian Knight pulled Brandon to the side and thought he could make him actually flip. And the reason why I'm telling you this now, and not next week and making you walk into the echelon and me dropping all this information on you and seeing your face drop, is because I don't want to do things that you do not want to do. One of the plans to gain Brian's trust is Brandon tips off a silencer drop-off where you go to pick up. Now the other ace up our sleeve, a courthouse bombing. You know who did it? Obviously the Faceless, but you know who actually planted the bomb?
No, I don't think so, no.
Silas. Ever since that day, Silas has had a warrant. Going on the run. Running from head charges. Brandon is going to tip off the location of Silas. Listen, like we said to Silas, when he comes out from his charges and his sentence, his whole life will be sorted out for him because we value and protect our assets. His whole life is sorted. New house, money, anything he could ever ask for. The thing with Silas, he doesn't care about money. He understands he's doing this to really send a message across to every member of the PD. Well, Ferg, I hope this has now made it very clear, if it hasn't already, the levels that we go to for deception. The blade may kiss your throat, but it may never cut. So, maybe tomorrow, another way you can create that doubt that actually, Brandon, you have turned into a CI, is that you show him your chip and say, this is how we make orders. I'll place an order and I can get maybe freight set up, something along those lines. Okay, here's a way to do. I want you to give that option to him. You see, play with his mind. By the way, Brian, as you know, I buy silencers. I'm going to be making an order here soon to keep up appearances. You want me to set something up? You want me to set my partner up? Make him, again, feel in control. That is how we're going to make this work. Is that what you did today? Made him feel in control?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so yesterday you spoke to me about what, you know, you want me to look for, shit like that, right? Scientists. I don't like fucking talking like this. Anyway, scientists, shit like that, right?
Yep.
Now, I remember a few scientists that we had to do some shit on, and shit that they were doing. The first one was Asher Murphy, who was dead as all fuck. We gunned her down with 5 Tommy guns. She was the first one to, I think, come up with like all the nuclear shit. We took a shit from Humane Lab, but she turned into a snitch, so we had to gun her down. Then Mason Kane was another one.
Notepad.
I got it.
Okay.
Mason Kane was another one. I don't know what happened to him, but I know that he was a scientist and he was working on the shit. But we ended up getting a hold of Kiga, and we fucked him up really bad, and he lived.
Mm-hmm.
Then I took him down to the sewers to see a very good doctor, and he started getting tuned up and worked on. After that, I hadn't heard anything
That's
from him.
where the
but I know
video
he's
was
alive.
taken.
There's a video of him screaming my name. I don't know if you guys ever seen that.
No, I think I saw a edited version.
You should talk with Doc. I don't know if he has it laying around, but this is when Doc was around. Doc has
Dark knew that your name was out there?
Well, he's saying Brandon, but, you know. So, he's still alive somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he is. But if I was you, if you're trying to track scientists down, I'd look for that guy. Also, Brian, I know you don't have a lot of time, so you might not be able to look it over as much as you would like. Glove box.
Oh.
What?
I'm gonna look. So you can keep driving.
There's gonna be a lot there, all right? Now, if you go to...
Radio check.
I forget what it's called, but if you go to...
Just
Will you guys be on standby? We need and be ready. We may need backup soon.
So,
What? This is new.
And if you look under operations, it'll sit there. It'll show you all the operations that I've been a part of and the details and all of that shit.
Does it show all the ones that you have been a part of?
Yes.
Am I able to take a photo of this and onto my phone?
Go ahead.
What the fuck?
It's probably for the better. That way I don't have to bring this fucking thing out all the goddamn time and risk this shit. I met with Brian and Wolf today. We were more mobile than anything. It didn't seem like they were really prepared or had too many units nearby until they seen that I was giving them the tablet. And then when that happened, they immediately called for people to be in the area in case shit popped off, because we had a helicopter fly over top of us right after. So they started getting a little concerned.
I see. So initially, their guard was down until the tablet.
Exactly. I also had an AK-47, and they didn't do anything about it. They knew I had it on me the whole time. Brian took the magazine and threw it up front or whatever, but I mean, I still had more mags in my pocket. I could have killed them both easy.
This might be easier than I thought.
I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know how they don't believe me at this point. They would have to.
I mean, here's the thing. They do believe you, but they're never going to 100% believe. No matter if you hand me right in front of them, they're always going to have that doubt. But the fact
100%.
that their guard is down, that's all that matters. We've already won. Now it's time to figure out the execution, the reveal. We have enough days to play with it. I say by Tuesday, we lock in a silence sort of talk. Maybe the silence talk doesn't even happen. In terms of the actual thing, the drop. The talk happens, but the drop never happens because silence takes over. That way we can say free. I'm not actually having call.
I didn't want to say it in front of him too much yesterday, but I don't think Fred's 100% on board with all of that. He was a little too flip-floppy for my liking when it comes to getting caught. And if he's not 100% on board, then I don't want to do it to him, you know?
Here's what we do. Tomorrow, you have on me, you give him a call, leave him like that. Give him room to breathe. Sunday, you know, nothing. Unless he calls you. But back on Monday, you're going to have an in-person meet to see what he does on your terms.
What if on Monday I tell him I need to talk, that I'm at a safe spot, what's his paying? He comes, and then I tell him that Silas has been calling me. And me and Silas, you know, we ain't really like that. We're like we did one
No,
mission together or whatever.
I think you do the Silencer talk first. Regarding, I had an
Well,
idea.
I'm just worried about the silencer thing because I feel like it. Yeah, I think it overexposes me snitching to Brian. I think it looks too much.
No,
But
but
somebody
that's the
who's been
thing.
on the run, yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. You're trying to play dumb. You're trying to play naive. You've never been in this position before. That is the whole point. So if you meet Brian on Monday talking about, should I set this man up? I'm back setting silences. Do you want me to set up my partner? I can do that at a drop. Leave it to him once again. But then, as you are talking to him, you also make it clear, wait a minute, Brian. If I do this, it might make it very obvious I'm a rat, but at least he knows you are trying to do such things. That is the point. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the idea that you are willing to do this. It's the idea that the fact that you have come up with this plan to set up for it. Now it's on Brian to be like either, yes, let's do it, or no, this will make you expose 100%. But at least that is in his brain that, wait a minute, Brandon has given me this idea. He really is trying to flip.
Yeah.
Hey, just got out of the meeting with the boss. I worked myself back in. They're leery of me and they had to stand in front of all my peers and plead my case, but I was able to snake tongue it. They're gonna do a little mission today for the jammers. Nothing too crazy, nothing violent. More so like taking pictures and watching and shit, just so you're aware. Just letting you know, I'm not a part of it.
You're going to get yourself killed.
Before we begin, I'm sure you've been leaving breadcrumbs with Brandon, correct?
Yep.
Hey, he called me today asking me to drop him off some food. Also had a conversation with me saying, you know, he's still looking to do some stuff and, you know, get his hands dirty to get a hold of him in a, you know, whenever I want to do some shit.
So the reason why I called this meeting is to lay out specific days where we will do things. Ferg, did you mention to Brandon about the silences?
I did, yeah.
You see, I don't want anything diluting what we've been doing, because this is very big. Everybody's fooled. No one understands how deep this deception really goes. So, I think what we do, Silas, feel free to give your input. I say Tuesday next week is when you get called, Silas.
Yeah, I think that works. More time to leave breadcrumbs. On top of me and Brandon talking today, I've been calling his phone the past few nights, and you know, I don't think you've been around to pick him up, but they would still show up in a subpoena. So,
good.
But yeah, plenty of time to leave even more.
I think exactly. I think Sunday, Monday, Brandon, you have a talk with Brian regarding Silas, and that you know he's a faceless asset and he's the man behind the bomb, and you're willing to set him up. Before that, though, maybe tomorrow or maybe Friday or Thursday, you talk about the silences with Brian too.
Yeah, I think Thursday will probably be better because I mean, you said a cop died. That gives him tomorrow to process all that shit too. I think Thursday he'll probably at least be able to have some sort of a meeting, whether it be long or whatever, right? And then let
Now
him
here's
know
the
that.
thing. The actual drop doesn't actually even need to happen. So Frank, you getting weapon trafficking or potentially might not even need to happen. Because
Yeah, I was looking at. I don't think I'll get weapons trafficking. I did look into it. It's
well, it's not
just
even
it's
that.
just gonna be components.
It's the fact of the actual action might not even happen. The whole point is letting Brian understand and know that Brandon is willing to give you up at a drop. And it's up to Brian to make the decision whether it's good. Now, if I was Brian, I would say that is the worst thing to do, because that will most likely burn Brandon. And if Brian wants Brandon to come back to the Faceless and gather more intel, Brian would probably say no. But the whole point, again, is to let Brian feel like he is in control. We all know what kind of man he is.
The drop. But I think he will probably say no. If I'm Brian, I'm saying no.
Dude, that's bad for us and bad for Frank. Because the whole point is, again, letting Brian know that you are willing to go down to that level to make his trust with you even stronger. We all know here he's never going to trust Brandon fully, but it's about getting him comfortable.
I've been acting really stupid too, like really fucking, like needy, afraid, doing stupid mistakes that somebody who would be in fear would do. Calling off the wrong phone or doing some shit like that, or calling right after I leave a meeting, just real stupid shit that I would never do, right? But I'm doing it because, I have this, I've never been in this position before, right? Like I'm trying to really play that position.
So,
really allowing him to steer the ship,
Exactly. Brian needs to feel like he's in control. Brian needs to feel like you are bowing down to him and he is your superior. So, timetable. Thursday. Brandon has a meeting with Brian regarding finances. Sunday/Monday, Brian has another meeting regarding Silas to get him apprehended. Tuesday, Silas, you go out with a bang, not with a cash exchange, with a bang, and you are impacting something far greater. Silas, I hope you were drunk when you came to those thoughts. It still makes me angry that you felt like it didn't matter. You felt like you want to go out doing a robbery. Almost makes you want to grab one of those guns to my right and put it through your head. Silas.
That's why I immediately hung up the phone on you, Silas. Said I'll call you back, because I was fucking pissed. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was pissed.
Just think about it, Silas. Brandon set you up. You're in the house all alone, fighting for your life, and you're going out with a literal bang. Now, the original plan, boys, was to have bombs rigged all around the house, but that will make it easily seem that he already knew this was going to happen. So, the plan is going to be, when you tip him off, he's going to be in his house and prepared inside. Rifles, shotguns, things that anybody can get. It doesn't seem like he's been set up for this exact moment. I got it. You get black bag, go to the location, and you have someone dressed exactly the same with a black bag on. Wearing his armband bag and think he's sitting next to you. You see what I mean?
Oh shit.
I made I might have that part covered. I've a disguise as almost everybody.
Wait,
So here's the
so
thing.
you're saying we both get kidnapped, but we
You
have
both get-
somebody
You both
black
get
bag who
kidnapped.
dressed like me.
You both get kidnapped. You both have black bag. You can't see. You go to the location of the reveal. There's going to be someone exactly dressed like you with a black bag on. We'll place him next to Brian Knight. We'll take the black bag of Brian Knight. And when he sees the man behind him, it will look exactly like him. But they have a black bag on.
That's fucking great.
This is one of the biggest things the Faceless have done in terms of the levels of deception. That's the reason why we have Andre and William involved, because they don't know. The only thing William knows is the whole mission was destined to fail. That could mean anything. But William and Andre don't know this is all a massive plan. This is also a message to them when this gets revealed. Not only this, we're also unveiling actual rats within the organization, like Fred, Mango. However, Mango got sent on a mission to gain information about you to see if you're working with the cops. If Mango hasn't told you that, maybe he is loyal after all.
I haven't even talked to him.
Well, looks like he's failing his mission.
I don't think he's been around. I
Well,
think he's
shit.
coming around. He says he's coming around tomorrow. I talked to him for like 5 minutes today. But I mean, depending on what he
We're
says tomorrow,
probably
I don't
doing
think
the
he's gonna-
most sort of deception ever done in the history of the city. Especially with the amount of people that actually know what's happening, which is only 4 of us in this room. But I think on the reveal, we do that. We have someone dressed like you with a black bag, and when Brian takes that black bag off, he thinks it's you next to him.
So essentially, you're saying that I get swapped out after me and him both get black bagged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that.
Now the location I have in mind
Ah.
is the hangar in NSIA.
So look, I don't need this to be very long, all right? I just want to inform you that they're doing exactly what you said that they would do. They're putting people in place to try to get rid of me, and Charlie's on a witch hunt trying to figure out if I snitched or not. He's got assets coming from like all walks of life, like calling me and talking with me, and people who are asking questions who shouldn't be asking questions. Even had an asset come to me today and let me know that Charlie specifically told him to spy on me and to see that if he can gather any info. And this is a person who I kind of like raised from the beginning type shit, so he's more loyal to me.
What?
Yes. So this is what they're doing. They have, so I move silencers, right? I distribute silencers throughout the city for them, right? I've been doing that by myself for the last fucking 6, 7, 8 months, some shit. I don't know. It's been a while. Now all of a sudden out of nowhere, he wants Fred to assist me with this shit. Because he wants me to probably show Fred how to do the goddamn job so that when they whack me, he can take it over.
And Fred would be willing to do that? Don't you guys go way back?
Fred put a fucking knife in my stomach. Fuck that motherfucker.
That was Charlie.
No, Fred did too, for Edgar. When Edgar was fucking lost off in purgatory in La La Land, there had to be fucking sacrifices to be paid. My name was on a list, so Fred stuck a fucking dagger in my gut. I've been stewing on that shit for fucking 8 and 9 months. Fuck that motherfucker. So I thought of something, and I wanted to bounce it off of you to see how you feel about this, or if this is like too fucked up to do, or if it's gonna blow my cover or what. So tomorrow I'm supposed to get a drop for 30 silences. Fred's supposed to assist me. What if you guys arrest us? I called him from the from the subway on the payphone. Mine, tried to not have the meeting or whatever. And I said, I got firm with him. I said, I'm at the subway at the goddamn airport. Come here and talk to me for 5 minutes, and I hung up the phone. And then he showed up. He didn't like the location or whatever. So we met up and he said, future, for now on, how it's going to work is I'm going to call him, give him my ping, and then he's going to ping me.
That's not good.
It's not good at all.
Unfortunately, it looks like the whole plan of you getting kidnapped at the same time might not be able to happen. Because getting Brian or No randomly is going to be very easy. But we are making his guard go up the moment he meets you.
But I think if we organize something to where people still snatch him up, and I don't know, have it to where I'm snatched up with him in, like, I don't know. We need that to where me and him are supposedly side by side, black bagged. That's the greatest thing I ever heard. I think that would.
Well, that's the thing, that can still happen. You see, Brian can get kidnapped randomly, taken to the location, and there'll be a man already there with a black bag on his head, dressed like him, his face covered. That can still happen. But what can't happen is him getting kidnapped at the same time you do, during a sort of meetup. Especially with what he's now going to do with your future meetups. You see, Charlie had tabs. The location you actually met today is actually a very good location for us in the kidnapping. And looks like they realized that. That's why they got so shook. So unfortunately, looks like we need to adapt. We can no longer kidnap you and Brian at the same time. It's too, let's say, uncertain with the outcome. Getting Brian randomly while he's on the roof of the observatory is much more easier. I'd say don't have any contact with him until Sunday, and then we push for Silas. Looks like what we predicted is completely correct. Didn't want you to set Freg up, but at least the whole point that you are willing to do that. At least that matters, because now, again, we know Brian's never going to trust you. But it's the whole illusion. It's the whole point that the part of him is questioning that maybe you are truly, in fact, an asset that is trying to flip. And that's all we want. That is all you want. All I know is when we do the reveal, he is going to come after like no one's ever come after you before in your life, Brandon.
100%. 100%.
He is going to pop a vein on his forehead. That is how angry he is going to be in the inside.
Look, as long as my name gets cleared from all this rat shit and people don't actually think I'm a rat, I'm all good. I'm down to have that pressure on me, have him come after me. I don't give a fuck. Because the moment that bloody crusty ass knife meets his flesh, he knows. He never had a chance. He never had nothing. He thought he had some shit, but it was all what we wanted. We're the ones who make the rules, not him.
We're the ones that are in control.
Exactly.
The crate he found full of money, we are the ones that made him find them. Every piece of investigation that they have, 90% is because we have put it on their table. We like to play with our food. We like to control the narrative and make them think they're the ones that are actually doing their job. When funny, the people that actually were doing their job, well, where are they now? Fired, gone, forgotten. Donna Kane, Richard Dog.
I don't know about Gunnar Kane.
That reminds me, you were going to bring up something the other day.
I had to talk with Edgar. Look, throughout all the bullshit, right? I told this to Charlie, there's still a level of respect there between me and Edgar, as far as being able to carry a conversation. Don't get it twisted, I'll put a knife in his back the moment that somebody tells me to. But here's the thing is, he told me some stuff, and I'm trying to play up the whole illusion of, I don't know who I can trust. So Edgar called me. I went for a meeting with him. Hopefully, you know, people would see, right? I told a few people that I was talking with Edgar, that kind of shit. That way it leads more doubt in their direction. It really sells this Brandon's rat and shit. Because they don't trust Edgar. Not a single one of them trusts Edgar, right? So fuck it. But he told me, he said, what do you know about this league of, what, I don't know, some justice league that's being formed or whatever. These people that are trying to go against the Faceless. And I immediately thought of Dante when he said this. So I played coy and stupid like I didn't know what was going on. And then he said Gunnar Kane. He had a talk with Gunnar Kane, and Gunnar Kane was talking about getting people together to do this shit.
Did he mention a name called Echo?
He did not. He said that there was a group of people getting together, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then Edgar said, I don't fuck with these guys. I want to fucking murder them all.
One more thing, actually. After the whole Silas fiasco, I'm gonna get Charlie to give you a red Faceless card. You're always gonna think that's for you. But when you stop Brian, you give that to him. Charlie's already given the blue card to Brian. So when his blood is being spilled, you drop the red card.
Hello?
We're in the area. I'm ready to, you know, for your gravestone.
I'm in a red Mustang. Okay? I'm gonna pull up and all of that, so. Red Mustang.
So, like, what's the plan here? You're gonna pull up in front of his house, go in, and then come out? Like, what are you doing exactly?
Yesterday, he just came out to me, so I'm just gonna let him come out. I'll just honk the horn and let him come out. I'm not going
He's gonna
in
walk
there.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Understood.
Are you guys good?
Give us 2 minutes and then drive. Give us like 3 minutes and then drive.
Okay,
all right. Hey.
We good
ready?
now or no?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Hello.
I'm outside, bro. Did you not hear the?
Sorry, I was
not hear the
hitting
horn and
the
shit?
I was hitting the head. I'm coming out right now.
Hey.
Is that heli over there?
Where?
Heli just landed over there. Frogger.
I like KS Legion. Yep. They didn't have any drinks, by the way. I hope you,
Fuck. All right.
Yeah, I know, brother. My fault.
Nah, it's all right. It is what it is.
You all good?
Yeah.
I never got you that TV, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've just been watching shit on my phone, to be honest.
All right, well. I don't know, maybe in a bit we'll hang out or some shit. I got a few shit that I gotta sort out, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, I'm not up to much, but I know you got your own shit going on, so we can,
Yeah, it's been
we'll kick it
fucking
soon.
busy, bro.
Got you.
All right, I'll talk to you in a bit, yeah?
Yeah, call me.
All right, let him.
All right.
Hey, it's all done. Hello?
Okay. Yeah.
It's all done. He didn't try to kill me.
Okay. Good.
I did do one thing though.
Yeah. Did he give you anything?
No, but I gave him some hot dogs and some peach cobbler, but I didn't have any drinks. And I said I didn't have any drinks, and he said fuck. And I said, well, I'm gonna be really, really busy. And I told him that, you know, I was gonna bounce or whatever. So I don't know if he's gonna call somebody else to give him some drinks, or if he's just gonna
Okay.
die of thirst there. So
Okay. So here's where I'm at with this. Did he give you anything? Anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. You want me to call him and ask him for money?
No, I don't want you asking him for money. Look, if he ever hands you something, I need to get a hold of that ASAP. So I can fingerprint it. I have no way to action. I want you to remember something. I know you've probably been dealing with dumbfuck corrupt cops. We're not corrupt. I cannot confirm who the fuck that was.
Brian, do you have a description?
Blacked out, black leather jacket, black face mask.
He's currently westbound on a dirt bike on Joshua Road. Towards,
firm. Okay, good.
I'm back. I don't have visual anymore.
Oh, you don't see him anymore?
I can catch up if you want. I just saw him drive past. He's doing the speed limit. On
How the
Joshua
fuck
Road.
do we get him off the bike? What's the bike law? Like, was it, how does it work again? Someone's got to hit you on the bike and then you can...
He's taking off.
It's a 20.
You mean Sterling side?
Eastbound 68, heading towards the 68 gas station.
I've got Ruby on station. She's motor. And also everyone's in route.
A firm. 68.
One's 23.
Beautiful. Go ahead, take comms.
Continuing eastbound Route 68, just passing Bolingbrook, the little bike Sanchez, correct? I'm not sure, but it's continuing eastbound Route 68. It's approaching the panorama turnoff. It's holding a left cutting northbound, off-road, parallel, probably panorama and Route 68.
If he tries to get a car, you fucking tase his ass.
Yeah, tase that motherfucker. Northbound panorama. Approaching East Joshua, braking over the railroad, over East Joshua, continuing northbound panorama.
He's going for a car.
A firm, they're eastbound now, Algonquin. Continuing eastbound Algonquin, just behind BCSO, they're cutting northbound through the homes. And immediate right and immediate right again, eastbound, stand by, Chola.
Tase him before he gets in the garage.
Oh, 78. Class 2?
He's down.
Yeah.
Okay, suspect's down.
Alright. Let's get him cuffed up. Approach him there. We're gonna need EMS up here in a minute too.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Start leaving first aid to that, Brian.
Mr. Brian, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Fucking got me right in the fucking shoulder.
Is this the ship behind BCSO?
Yeah, it is. It's
You guys Ocean King or?
Oh, holy Julie. Okay, I'm just gonna try to plug you up a little bit here, sir.
All right.
Don't worry, Bob's got you.
Hey! Get every fucking unit we have! 78's on this, everyone! Do not let that man go!
Don't worry, Mr. Brian, I'm saving you!
We're getting shot!
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Finally, just so you all are aware, I sent one of our assets to create a distraction, make it seem like the face that's really valued Silas and that we are trying to save them in a way. I had one of my assets build a helicopter, took out L1, and then he got shot down. Lucky his plane didn't blow up, or should I say his helicopter. He landed in the ocean, and the asset survived. I sent another one to play some tag with Air 2. The other buzzard shot Air 2, made it smoke, and then dipped, just to give the illusion that the faces were watching We're scared. And Silas got caught so easily.
I did have a talk with Brian about maybe doing what he said previous, getting a new identity, hiding out somewhere, shit like
I
that.
think it's safe to say what I wanted, what you wanted, has happened. The seed of doubt has 100% implanted and has grown in Brian's head. I say we let this breathe.
I think so too. I think maybe I get snatched up, kidnapped for a bit. Until maybe we get the phone records from the archivist.
Here's what we do. Thursday, Friday, I want you to be very pestering on Brian night. When I say that, I want you to act very, how could I put this? Very happy that you actually put a dent into the Faceless, but at the same time you are scared. And you lean on Brian for help. You keep that relationship going. I don't want you to go radio silent straight away. I want you to use tomorrow and Friday to talk as many times as you can, to meet as many times as you can. Maybe you can shadow him. Maybe he can keep you inside the observatory. You know, make him be a fly. Be a fly on the wall on him. I need you to stick on him. I need him to understand that you are now so scared and you're trying your best to do anything to survive, because you getting snatched and grabbed will make you even more better. So, your job tomorrow, meet Brian in person, debrief of what just happened, and take it from there. But I need you to play your role. I need you to make it seem that Brian's your savior. Talk about the safe house, talk about when that could happen. And then, when the weekend hits, if you get a hit squad, snatch you and grab you, black bag you, put you in the same safe house of Derek Johnson.
This is a day
I need you to act like he's your best friend for the next 2 days. I need you to annoy him. I need you to, that is the whole point. Because you being radio silent on the weekend will hit even harder. And the guilt will start stepping into his brain that, wow, I could have saved him. Then, sometimes next week, maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday, we do the reveal.
Yeah, we have to get me snatched up in a way where he knows that I got took.
That is why I need you to act like he's your best friend for the next 2 days. You can't do 1 or 2 phone calls a day. It needs to be 5, 6. It needs to be. Put your ego aside and let him feel like you are worthless. Make him feel that you are just did something so big, which on his level you have. You just set up a faceless terrorist that bombed the courthouse. Well, Brian, I'm proud of you. It's just really big. I'm proud of Silas. I'm proud of all the assets. Deception. Look at the levels we go to.
I know. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he gets that fucking knife to the gut.
Well, next 2 days, Brandon. Act like you've never acted before. It's going to be big.
Anxious, wondering when I'm going to find your body floating in the damn water.
I mean, it didn't have to be that way. You could help me.
I have been helping you. You're just refusing to take the assistance.
Crazy. I slept in a graveyard last night. Pretty wild.
Good. Well, I mean, you found a place to sleep. You slept in a grave yesterday.
Technically outside the grave, but kind of up against a headstone.
Look, I don't think this is going to be productive if we don't cut the "Why aren't you helping me, Dad?" All right. I need you to understand. I'm going to try to help you, but I also need to make sure that you don't get in your own way, right?
Okay, that's why I'm letting you drive the car here, Brian.
Okay. So I need to know very clearly, what are you willing to do?
Anything to keep me alive and safe.
Okay.
So what can I do to allow you to give me the assistance I need?
You need to keep your head down and let me figure out how the fuck I can even find somewhere for you to stay. The problem right now is there is literally nowhere. None of us own properties. Are you willing to fly out the country? Let's start there. The most extreme option.
Let's just say the controlled chaos of some assets. Let's just say that's going well. Literally everyone thinks you are in fact a snitch.
Now you're telling me. Nobody
is
fucks
good.
with me no more. No, wait, what's your feelings about Dante Rivers? I wanted to stab him before. I want to stab him even more now. I got told that
Well-
he's running around telling people that I'm a snitch. I don't like this motherfucker.
Well, here's the thing. Dante, I bore him to the echelon. I looked right into his eyes and I told him that your secret has been revealed. We know all about this group you're with, Echo, Frank, Nora, and I told him to make a decision. Well, the people around you will be collateral. It doesn't make sense that your purpose in this city is to supply. Your purpose in this city, you made a whole group called the Merchants. Their purpose is to supply. So tell me, Dante, how does it make sense? And if you sell guns, sell components, you're going against the herd that feeds. And I think he understands that now. I gave him a little test. I told him to name everybody in Echo. And I believe he did. He came clean. But do I trust him? No. Well, that's good that Dante is doing that. You know, when this reveal is over, you can do whatever you want to him. How is everything? Are you pretending to be down and Brian is the only man that can save you? How's that angle working?
It's going. He thinks that I need to get escorted out of the city by Darkstone and go to federal prison. He thinks that's the only way. He even came up with this whole ploy and idea. He said that, can you see that they set you up? They're using you as a fall guy and all of this. Talked about Fred going in interrogation and how Fred leaked more information than I did and all of this shit. And he wants to create a story where Fred's actually the snitch and not me, and have me escorted out to go to federal prison and all of this.
Does he not realize that the Faceless have the log, and that was the key? That was the final push to really cement the fact to the assets that you are a snitch.
He knows, but he still says that I need to stand on that and I need to be more confident and fight it and let you guys know that, you know, whatever. But I let him know inherently I'm dead. They have the information. I'm gone. I need whatever you can do for me. I have fucking nowhere to go. I have nobody. I was even hiding out in the bushes of the fucking observatory. just to be somewhat close to the marshal's office, just to let them know that I'm, super afraid. But
This
you
is
can't
good.
get
I also want you to work on something. You see, Charlie paid a very good visit to Frank and Nora. They have till Wednesday to give their answer and the decision. Charlie made it very clear that in our city, in our world, there is no room for double lives. Frank and Nora, you're either going to stay neutral, write your stories that we allow, but you're not also going to have your own sort of vigilante group thinking you can touch the faceless. Now I have an idea. I was thinking, you approach them in a certain way where you are afraid, and if you die, you want your last story to be heard. But within the story, you know how we operate, Brandon. I want there to be some sort of hidden message that can be deciphered to when the reveal is done, to even let know Frank and Nora that they have been deceived. We are always 10 steps ahead. Imagine the news. The people against the faceless writing a story because they think a snitch has come to them, pleading their case, maybe allowing them to have certain information. But within that same very story, there's a decipher code that then states something along of 10 steps ahead. Now that would be magic.
How you doing?
Doing very good. Remember our conversation last night regarding the news?
I do.
So I've just made something. It's sort of confession of some sorts. I need you. And this has to happen, because this will be the cherry on top. Because this will prove not only have we deceived for a night, we also deceived innocent civilians. We've also deceived assets. We've deceived everybody. So, today, try to meet with them. I need you to act like you are a lost puppy of some sorts. Act like you are defeated and you want to write a confession and you're wondering if they would want to post it, publish it. Make it seem this is your only last wish. So you can warn other people not to get involved. Something on the long of that kind of line. Now, I'm going to show you what I've made. I want you to look at the first paragraph on the first page.
Okay.
And tell me if you can see the hidden message.
You said first paragraph?
That is correct.
I never thought I'd carry this much blood. Truth was always the first thing we learned to bury, even when the orders felt justified enough to keep surviving.
Carry on.
Oh, I was just reading it to myself. Nerve is what they value more than empathy, more than sacrifice. Because if you hesitate, someone else dies. I can't take back what I've done, not the bombings, not the expense I put on others' lives just to learn a place at just to earn a place at the table. I told myself it was loyalty, status, but it was fear. I let the fear make my decisions. I smile when they torture men. I called helpers because doubt was weakness, and weakness gets you nowhere ever. Maybe this was all too late. Maybe I've already admitted my part in the story. If anyone ever truly defines what I've done, know nothing in this city is accidental. Everything was built to break you and help lay the foundation. And I helped lay the foundation. So you said there's a code in this?
That is
If I was
correct.
just, if I was just reading, no, I wouldn't catch it.
Good. Now let me tell you. This is why I need this to be put in the newspaper, because it's so in depth that when I call Frank and Nora, or Charlie does, and I let them know they just published something that they've just been played and toyed with, even their mouths will drop. Now in the first paragraph, the way you decipher it is I want you to look at every first letter of every 10th word and then tell me what it spells out. Again, count every 10th word, look at the first letter, and then tell me what it spells out in the first paragraph.
Count every 10th word.
That is correct. Count every first letter of every 10th word in that paragraph. So, for example, the first word would be
T.
truth.
Yeah, truth, T.
Carry on.
I have a feeling it's even.
So T, E,
Yeah,
next one
probably-
is
hold on. Ten steps ahead.
carry on. Let's see. What's the 10th word off the nerve?
Sacrifice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yup. Then take.
ST.
Hold on. I miscounted here. Yup. Expense.
STE. That is correct. Next one should be, well, you tell me. What's off the expense?
Place. So STEP. Status.
And now we move on to the next word. Ahead.
Yeah, any.
A.
Helpers.
H.
Ever.
E.
Minute.
And one more.
Defines.
10 steps ahead. I don't think anyone at first glance is ever going to decipher that.
I think even if you tell these people that there's something hidden in there, they're still not gonna find it.
And what's funny is, let's just say, I need this to be published after what we just created here. I don't think you understand how deep of deception and how multi-layered that passage is, and how multi-layered that not only are we doing this whole thing for Brian Knight, but it really is well and truly for everybody in this city. You like what you see?
I do. I'm gonna read the next page if you don't mind.
Go ahead,
But if you're
read
reading-
out loud.
But if you're reading this, know this much. I don't regret the fights. I don't regret the war. I regret the trust. I regret who I became to survive it. Please forgive those I left behind. They were better than me. I was too afraid to be loyal, too angry to be silent, and now I'm just one more name they whisper about. A warning to others, a ghost behind a locked door, and still, I dream of something different, something free. Someday, maybe someone will write the truth, or maybe this burns like everything else. Either way, this is my final message. All I ever wanted was out, but the faceless, they don't forget. History will bend to their will. Even the stars will dim in their shadow. God, that's hard, by the way. And no matter how far you run, death has a memory. That's good.
I need you to get Frank and Nora to publish this. Now, when you meet them today, I don't want you to obviously show them this, but it is more of a meeting where you're going to confess to them that you're on the run. You are the snitch, because I can assure you they know there's a snitch. I'm sure Brian Nye has told them. And I want you to let them know that you are the man. And you know, make it seem this is your final moments. And answering the question, I want to get the word out there. I want to warn others. At the same time, I want to at least leave a legacy behind before I die. Would you be willing to publish some sort of confession, manifesto of some sorts? And let's see what they say.
Some sort of dying declaration, something like that, you know?
Exactly. So this week you continue doing what you're doing. Hopefully Brian Knight can put you in a safe house of some sorts. I need you to be a bug on his windshield. Not too pushy though. Let's see what he does. We get you kidnapped from the snatch and grab team of fellow assets that are not involved and not understand what is actually happening. Then Friday, this gets published. The weekend, maybe Sunday, or sometime during the week, next week, we do the reveal. We kidnap Brian Knight. But the more I think about it, most likely we can do it on Sunday.
Okay, sounds good to me. Also, you want me to see if I can get Edgar to give me a spot to lay low.
Something like that. Maybe money. Maybe it doesn't need to be a spot. And I need to know if this man who has been told by the Faceless that you are a snitch, I need to see if this man has the nerve to help you after we saved his life. That's what I need from you.
All right, I'll see.
It could be big, it could be small.
Let me, before you go any further, let me ask you, is this life threatening?
Yes.
Is it anything to do with, just gonna say it, Charlie, or the Faceless?
What I say to you, I kind of hope and expect a little confidentiality here. Granted, if you do decide to use this information, you can put one of the longest, if not the longest, reigning faceless assets that gave you this information. But I would like my name to remain anonymous.
Absolutely. Just for, hopefully to build some trust with you, I would like to be honest with you too. Currently, me and Nora are, Mr. Charlie is not our biggest fans, and we are, how many days in, Nora? 4 days?
Yep, to go.
4 days into him visiting us every day for 7 days, and he has not seen us yet. So,
yeah, just be aware of that.
That is something I want you to be
Look,
wary of.
I'm not worried about Charlie. When I see him, I'm not hard to find. If he wants to see me, he'll send me.
Okay.
I've been a faceless asset for over a year. I've done things that kinda turn my stomach when I think about it. My time's coming to an end though. There's been some things that have recently transpired that have put me in the hot seat, you could say. Needless to say, I'm at the end of my road. I've been marked for death. I will be dead very soon. There's no running from it. I can pack up, I can leave. I can change my name, get a new identity, whatever. It's not gonna change nothing. They're gonna find me. So I come to you guys and humbly ask if there's a way, or if I have stuff I've been writing down. I'm not gonna call it a manifesto because psychopaths write manifestos, but more like a dying declaration. And I want it to be something that makes people think before they jump into what I jumped in. I want it to be a warning of who they're dealing with if they want to deal with these people. I'm just wondering if there's a chance if I give you guys this when I'm finished, if you could let the city know, publish it, this kind of stuff, let them know as a warning to not get involved with these evil cocksuckers.
Absolutely, we would do that for you, Brandon. I think, can't imagine some of the things you've experienced over the past 12 months. And I think what you're expressing is a very important message that we would gladly help get out there.
If not the most important message, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a call.
I
from
said
Blue.
thank you for the fucking 10 out of 10 fucking message. You why didn't you just say red or something?
What are you
Whatever.
talking about in a fucking
Whatever.
text?
Okay. Just
Look,
what's going
I don't
on?
have time to argue. Look, I got a call from Blue. He told me that he was staring at the table. He said there was 7 M70s,
open this,
7
open this.
thermals, 7 grapple guns. Like there was an operation. And then said today would be the last day that we speak.
Okay.
And then asked if I was alone. And I said, I think you know the answer, but no, I'm not. And he said, good. And then he was just being real dark and ominous.
Yeah.
So I got all blacked out. I look completely different, and I'm driving around in a local car, and I'm just circling like, you know, the whole white city, just driving around slow.
Yeah. Okay, look. Here's
Giving us a new location, Brian, if you've got one.
latest update is
Hey, Brian Knight, they got me.
What do you mean they got you? Okay. By the
At Nino's Resort.
he's by the resort right now.
At Nino's Resort.
Mm-hmm.
Is it by the
Listen, that's all I know it as. I don't know what to tell you.
He said they got me. So
Nino's office, you know the resort on the freeway?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a point in time where I was rooting them on when they were driving to get me the fuck up out of there because I didn't want you to get caught.
Brandon?
Stay here, Alice. Just stay here, Alice.
Don't fucking move. I have him at gunpoint. Right now, both of you, let's fucking go to the cars now.
Hey, Alice can
Let's
stay
go
here,
to-
man. Alice can stay
no,
here.
she fucking can't. Let's go.
Why not?
With me, both
Why
of
not?
you, because I fucking said so, bitch. Come with me. Let's go.
Steve, seems like you're a little upsetty spaghetti right now. Why don't you just relax?
Always think you're a fucking big man. In the fucking car. In the car, both of you.
I need somebody to get in the driver's seat.
I'm getting in.
No fucking shit, Sherlock.
Just doing what you're telling me to do with your big ass gun there.
Yeah. Don't forget it's a big ass fucking gun. Get in the fucking car. I'm gonna get in.
Hop in.
Inside. Now.
I remember this place. Charlie, so good to see you.
fucking car and then walk inside the safe house. It's very funny because Barrett Johnson was here. You were part of that. That one man from Darkstone was here. You were also a part of that, so you know exactly how we operate in this fucking room.
I do. I took that wrench there and I broke Barrett's finger in half. Then Misha got all salivating and started slicing somebody up over here.
How many fingers do you have, Brandon?
I have 10, if you count thumbs.
How much do you value your pinky?
Value it quite a bit, to be honest.
Oh, really? Well, I value loyalty quite a bit, to be fucking honest. Sit down in that chair behind me. You know, it's funny because nearly every time we have people in this room, you have a fetish of breaking their hand or their finger. Well, we're not just going to break your hand or finger, we're going to cut off your fucking pinky. Keep it company.
Who's gonna be the one to do it, eh?
You did punch him in the face while we were driving.
You were being an asshole.
Have a good night there, Brandon.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Misha. Don't crash flying out of here, man. You really did it this time, Brandon. You really did it this time.
I'm back. I'm open the door now. Someone check him.
Hands up, Brandon.
Don't have a tracker, man.
That's not what we're looking for. Nah, should I take his weapons though? He has a crowbar and a bat.
Hell yeah, take all that
Taking
shit.
his lockpicks too. Let you keep the cigarette though. You might need it.
Listen. Let's just say I'm gonna take the others front. I suggest you guys do the same. Because the moment you leave this door, What's your location? Okay. Seems to be the cops all over the leader for some reason. Hey, farm. But we're good. Looks like we're gonna take a little. Looks like we're gonna look at the rats for a bit. Actually, I have an idea. Maybe you can call it distraction. I'll call you back. Get comfortable, Brandon. And savor your pinky.
Hey, Fred.
What?
Come here, man.
What?
You ain't gotta do this.
You know I gotta do this.
No. It's worth a try, though.
Before you all go to sleep. Just fucking joke.
Hey, good night, fellas.
Brandon,
Yeah.
I want you to understand that every asset today nearly fucking failed. But they didn't. And you're lucky that your pinky is still attached to your fucking hand.
Well, Brandon, looks like today was a complete success.
Yeah, it wasn't fucking easy.
Honestly, it's very good how it went. It goes to show how far the Faceless assets went to make it even more believable that you are an enemy. Now we did this for one thing only. Just for Brian Knight to have that doubt that you are in fact a rep. And look what we turned it into. Bigger and better. The news article is out. I cannot wait to have Frank and Nora at the echelon. And I cannot wait to tell them. Is what I think we do next. I say, Monday. We get you transitioned from here to Liquid Library in the cage. I bring down all the assets involved in this task. We get your pinky cut off if you wish. I put that pinky and give it to Brian Knight so he knows this isn't a joke. Then, Tuesday, we do the review.
You know any good? Well, I guess you're giving it to Brian. I'm just wondering if you know any good sergeants.
Well, I'm sure Brian will just get rid of it.
I mean, I'm gonna stab him, so why the fuck would he give me my pinky back?
Well, look at Barry Johnson's arm. I'm sure we can find something similar just for a finger.
You know what? Maybe I just let it be gone. You know what I mean? Just let it be gone. Use it as a memory every time I look down of everything that we went through to make this happen.
You know, I can assure you people like Steve, Cooper, Misha, Andre, they have no idea. And little do they know this is a test for them as well, to see how they react, to see how they do.
You should have heard what Steve was saying to me in the car. Oh my God. This fucking
Here's the
guy.
thing. So there's the finalized plan. You be here until Monday. Monday I might do a little operation with the assets to get you transported. Let's hope everything goes smoothly. I'll put you into Liquid Library, into the cage. We have a talk and make it even more believable in front of the assets. I might get Asset to chop your finger. I then give it to Brian Knight on the same day. And then Tuesday, we apprehend Brian Knight. We take him to the location, where we have a fake you already there, black bagged. We use the voice recorder of the voice you've already recorded with Charlie. Make it seem that it's actually you talking. You put a tape on that man's mouth. Charlie will be there talking. Not to Brian Knight, but to you. Because we're going to make it seem this is a execution for both of you. But then, Charlie's going to walk away. And then say you coming. And then you unmask yourself. And you are Brandon Valentino. You have your speech. You do what you say. You make that man bleed. And then you play the voice tape, the radio. And as he's bleeding, the only thing he's going to hear is my voice.
I love it. Let's hope the boys do a better job getting Brian Knight than they did me today.
That is correct. Well, it's been a very wild ride, Brandon.
Yeah. After everything happened, Brian threw me an interrogation, and he's talking about sending me away and all of this stuff. He's saying he's waiting for the state to clear it, all of this. I said, look, I had a long day. I kind of just want to go. And I said, I got a place I could hide out or whatever. He said, okay, but before you go, you're going to answer a few questions, blah, blah, blah. But I just gave him answers he already knew. He asked if you guys were the main reason for the Class 2 weapons. He asked, is Fred a faceless asset, which he already knows. And then he tried to ask William Hunter, and I said, look, I did this specifically to target people who have fucked me over in the past. I'm not going to dime anybody else out. And then he said, well, who's fucked you over? I said, Fred, that asshole. And I said, Charlie and all the higher ups. Charlie put the fucking, knife in my gut, whatever. But I just answered like 2 or 3 very simple questions that they already knew the answers to. Just so you're aware.
Today he won't die. Today instead you'll be put in a cage. And I'll give you 1 day to think about your past. Because come Wednesday, everybody in this room, including their gang members, are going to all line up in a circle and put a bullet through your head. Brandon, look into his eyes. That's not hatred that you see, it's consequence. You've burned bridges with whispers, now we carve silence into your hand. Nate, I want you to cut off his pinky. Because that pinky is then going to be delivered to Brian Knight to show the PD, to show the government, to show everybody what happens, and that Brian Knight, his protection, it failed. I suggest everybody stand back in case things get messy.
Alright. It's been a while since I had to cut off some fingers. Yeah, take some deep breaths. It'll be alright. I'll make sure I do this as slow as possible.
I don't need you to console me, Nate.
Yeah, that's why I said slow as possible. This isn't gonna end quick.
Guys, you like the Blue Man speech or what?
On the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Motherfucker.
There we go.
There's the pinky on the floor. Pick it up, Nate. Anybody a combat medic?
Fuck no. Not really. I have a bit of history.
I have a tourniquet. It's any use.
For Brandon?
Wrap it around his body. I don't want him to bleed out just yet.
The boss, everybody else, we brought you into the room where men with real loyalty bleeds, like the people behind me. And that's how you repay them, by running to Brian Knight and God knows what other cops you ran to. You know, it's funny because this man right here thought there wouldn't be any consequences. He thought that the shadows wouldn't speak back. Brian Knight, I want you to listen. I want you to hear every word he doesn't say. You protected him. You trusted him. You thought he was your little hero.
You know what you know what I think is funny about all this? You stand over here surrounded by the same fucking individuals that say so much more. Letting them know that the boss brought you into the room. Absolutely fucking disgusting. I have to sit back and wonder, how many OTT magazines did you read before coming up with this? Half this room isn't here today. Half this room has said a lot. And it's funny you pick him out of everyone and decide that he's the problem. Funny how quickly others were so willing to let law enforcement know for certain that this man was a rat. Like the man standing right behind you. Or Mr. White. The one sitting in the ICU after his failed attempt. The fuck is all this about, Charlie?
You're not real, Brian Knight. The thing about this has uncovered other fucking rats in this circle. You are not run. But Brandon, you remember the very first drop of blood that you spilled? The first lie that you told? You see, every step that you went deeper, you knew what this path fucking demands. Loyalty, silence, and obedience. And you broke all three, Brandon.
Obedience.
You know, this is an indirect gift for you, Mr. Marshall. This is the end of your story. I'll be right back. the knife.
Obedience. You heard it yourself. Might be Brandon today. You need to start thinking about when it's going to be you tomorrow.
Someone's on it right now.
Sorry about this, Mr. Brandon. I'll put it on the floor for you in just a moment. Where the fuck is the knife? Brandon. Right, one more thing, Brandon. Traitors die twice.
Got it.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you do this? I mean, the others, it's pretty obvious. But why do you do it?
Because I have to. Because you fucking talk. All you do is yap, Brian. Good to see you, by the way. By the way, Brian, I've been holding on to this for you. There you go. See you soon, Brian. Let's get out of here, guys.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Brian Knight, you spent months searching for shadows, chasing ghosts you could never touch. But the truth is, you were never hunting us. You were following the trail we left for you, like a hound on a leash, thinking it chose the path. A failed operation you uncovered. We planned its failure. The names Brandon whispered to you. Plan. Every snitch, every lead, every document that slid across your desk. Ours. You didn't infiltrate the Faceless, Brian. We infiltrated you. Every conversation, every file, every midnight call you thought was a breakthrough. It was just a performance. You saw betrayal, but what you really were witnessing was control. We fed you pieces of the story, just enough to make you believe you were getting closer, just enough to make you think you mattered. But you were never in danger of exposing us. You were the message we wanted to send. Do you know why Brandon came to you, Marshall? Because we wanted you to believe in something false. We wanted your faith. We wanted your trust, your conviction. Because faith makes men blind. And blind men are easy to lead.
We gotta go, boys.
When he showed you that chip, when he gave you those names, when he led you to Silas, you didn't realize it wasn't Brandon manipulating you. It was us, through him. You see, the Faceless doesn't fear exposure. We fear stagnation. And every now and then, we remind the city and people like you that control is not about violence. It's about narrative. You are a story we wrote, Marshall Knight. A chapter of confusion, doubt, and obedience. You thought you were holding a light in the dark, but that light belonged to us. We decide who speaks. We decide who bleeds. We decide who the city believes. And now, you'll bleed knowing the truth. Not that you failed, but that you were never even a player. You were the example. An example to everyone who still believes that the Faceless can be outsmarted, exposed, or destroyed. All power doesn't come from fear, Brian. It comes from belief. Because when men start to believe in the Faceless, we don't have to hide anymore. You thought the city was yours to protect, but it's ours to shape. And the hands that built its foundation have no faces.